Today, I want to talk about a simple tool that many professionals know about, but very few actually use the way it was meant to be used. This tool is called SWOT Analysis. Now on the surface, SWOT looks extremely simple. Just 4 boxes: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. But when used properly, it becomes one of the most powerful strategic thinking tools in business. I have personally used SWOT analysis across multiple corporate situations, from business strategy discussions to outsourcing evaluations to team performance reviews, and even when redesigning broken operational processes. So today, let us go deeper than the textbook definition and understand how professionals should actually use SWOT analysis. Let us start with the basics. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. It is a strategic framework used to evaluate a situation before making important decisions. But the most important concept to understand here is this: strengths and weaknesses are internal. Opportunities and threats are external. Which means strengths and weaknesses are things that exist within your control. Your capabilities, your resources, your systems, your processes. Opportunities and threats, on the other hand, come from the external environment, market trends, competitors, technology shifts, regulatory changes. When you place all 4 of these together, you start seeing a complete strategic picture. And that clarity is exactly what SWOT analysis is designed to deliver. In corporate environments, decisions are rarely simple. Should we launch a new product? Should we outsource a function? Should we expand into a new market? Should we restructure a team? These decisions cannot be made on instinct alone. They require structured thinking. And that is where SWOT analysis becomes extremely powerful. A well-conducted SWOT analysis does 3 things. First, it forces organizations to be brutally honest about their capabilities. Second, it highlights hidden opportunities that teams often overlook. And third, it surfaces potential risks before they become expensive problems. In other words, SWOT analysis helps organizations move from reactive decision-making to strategic decision-making. Let us now look at the first quadrant: strengths. Strengths represent the internal capabilities that give you an advantage. These could be tangible or intangible. For example, a strong brand reputation, a highly skilled workforce, proprietary technology, operational efficiency, or even strong leadership. But here is where many organizations make a mistake. They confuse activity with strength. Just because you are doing something does not mean you are good at it. A true strength is something that consistently gives you a competitive edge, something that customers recognize, something that competitors struggle to replicate. When conducting a SWOT analysis, you must ask one simple question: what do we do better than most others? The second quadrant is weaknesses. And this is usually the most uncomfortable part of the exercise, because weaknesses require organizations to confront their blind spots. Weaknesses are internal limitations that prevent optimal performance. These could include things like outdated technology, inefficient processes, skill gaps within teams, poor communication structures, or lack of strategic clarity. But identifying weaknesses is not about criticism. It is about awareness, because the problems we acknowledge are the problems we can solve. And often, the organizations that grow the fastest are not the ones with the most strengths. They are the ones that identify their weaknesses early and fix them quickly. Now we move into the external environment. The third quadrant: opportunities. Opportunities represent external trends that your organization can leverage for growth. These could come from many sources: market expansion, technological innovation, changing customer behavior, new regulatory support, or even gaps left by competitors. One important insight from my corporate experience is this: opportunities rarely arrive with a label. They often appear disguised as small changes in the market. Organizations that actively scan the environment are the ones that spot these opportunities early. And when combined with strong internal capabilities, those opportunities can become powerful growth engines. The final quadrant is threats. Threats represent external risks that could negatively impact your organization. These might include new competitors entering the market, technological disruption, economic downturns, regulatory changes, or shifts in customer expectations. Now, here is an important leadership insight. Threats are not always avoidable, but they can often be anticipated. And the earlier an organization recognizes potential threats, the more time it has to prepare. Strategic resilience is not about avoiding change. It is about preparing for it. One misconception about SWOT analysis is that it is only used for large corporate strategy exercises. That is not true. SWOT analysis can be applied at multiple levels: organizations, business units, teams, processes, and even individual career planning. For example, a team leader can conduct a SWOT analysis to evaluate team performance. What skills does the team possess? Where are the capability gaps? What opportunities exist to improve productivity? What risks could impact delivery timelines? Similarly, operations leaders can use SWOT to improve processes, identify bottlenecks, highlight automation opportunities, and anticipate operational risks. In other words, SWOT analysis is not just a strategy tool, it is a thinking framework. Let me close with a simple thought. Many business tools appear simple on the surface, but their real value lies in how thoughtfully they are applied. SWOT analysis is one of those tools. It provides a structured way to reflect, to analyze, and to make better decisions. Whether you are evaluating a company strategy, improving a team, or redesigning a business process, SWOT analysis can provide clarity. And in complex environments, clarity is often the most valuable advantage. So the next time you face an important decision, pause. Take out a blank sheet of paper, draw 4 boxes, and start asking the right questions. Because sometimes the most powerful insights begin with the simplest frameworks.